another episode of Math Time. I'm Mr. Julius S. Hineta, or you can call me Boss G. And I will be your teacher for today's lesson. Good day, everyone. Our lesson for today is all about factoring general quadratic trinomial. Quadratic trinomial is classified into two kinds, namely simple quadratic trinomial and general quadratic trinomial. Now, what is the difference between the two? When we say simple quadratic trinomial, it is written in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, wherein your a is equal to 1, while general quadratic trinomial is written in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, wherein a is greater than 1. So for today, we will be concentrating our lesson on how we are going to factor general quadratic trinomial. Actually, there are different ways on how we can factor or we can find the factor of general quadratic trinomial. First one, we can use the trial and error method. Second one, we can use AC method incorporated with factoring by grouping. So let us start our discussion by using trial and error in factoring general quadratic trinomial. But of course, we need to enumerate first what are the steps that we need to follow in order for us to factor general quadratic trinomial by trial and error. So here are the steps. Number 1, find all the factors of the first term ax squared. Number 2, find all the factors of the last term c. And lastly, number 3, determine the pair of factors that will satisfy the given trinomial when FOIL method is applied. So in trial and error, you need to mix and match pair of factors of the first term and pair of factors of the last term. Then, multiply them using FOIL method. And if the product is equal to the given trinomial, then the factors coming from the first term and the factors coming from the last term is the factors of the given trinomial. So for us to fully understand what are these steps, let us have first example. So example number 1. Factor 3a squared plus 11a minus 4. So your first term is 3a squared. Your last term is negative 4. So from the steps, we need to find a pair of factors for 3a squared and pair of factors for negative 4. So step number 1, factors of 3a squared, a and 3a. Negative a and negative 3a. Then next, step number 2, pair of factors of the last term, negative 1 and 4, 1 and negative 4, negative 2 and 2. Okay, so we will take one pair on the first term, one pair of factors on the last term, and we are going to mix and match them. So that is step number 3. Say I'm going to try a and 3a, negative 1 and positive 4. So I will combine a with negative 1, it is possible, or I will combine a to positive 4, it is possible. Same as true with 3a, combine it to negative 1, 3a combine it with 4. So for now, I will be combining a and positive 4, so I have a plus 4. Combine 3a to negative 1, so I have 3a minus 1. So to check if these will be the factors of the given trinomial, let us multiply the binomials using FOIL method. And if the product will be the original trinomial, then the factors are correct. So let's check. First terms, a multiplied by 3a is equal to 3a squared. Outer term, a multiplied by negative 1 is negative a. 4 multiplied by 3a is equal to 12a for the inner term. And for the last terms, 4 multiplied by negative 1 is equal to negative 4. So we combine like terms. Negative a plus 12a is equal to positive 11a. Now we combine the three terms so we can have a trinomial. So 3a plus 11a minus 4. Observe that after multiplying our binomials, we return to the original trinomial, or we return to the given trinomial. So what does this mean? This means that a plus 4 multiplied by 3a minus 1 are the factors of 3a squared plus 11a minus 4. Again, what are the factors of 3a squared plus 11a minus 4? It's a plus 4 multiplied by 3a minus 1. Let's try another example. So factor 6y squared minus 13y plus 16. So we need to find a pair of factors for the first term. 6y squared, possible 2y and 3y, negative 2y, negative 3y, y and 6y, negative y and negative 6y. How about the last term, 6? What are the pair of factors of 6? So you have there 2 and 3, negative 2 and negative 3, 1 and 6, negative 1 and 6. So from here, I'm going to choose one pair of factors of the first term, one pair of factors of the last term, and I'm going to mix and match them. So that would be our step number 3. So for today, I will be trying 2y and 3y. So this pair. Then negative 2 and negative 3. So this pair. And I will be combining 2y to negative 3. 3y to negative 2. So I have 2y minus 3 multiplied by 3y minus 2. By FOIL method, let's check if we return to the original trinomial. So first term, 2y times 2y is 6y squared. Outer term, 2y multiplied by negative 2 is negative 4y. Inner term, negative 3 multiplied by 3y is equal to negative 9y. And last terms, negative 3 multiplied by negative 2 is positive 6. So we combine like terms. Negative 4y plus negative 9y is equal to negative 13y. Now we combine the three terms. We now have 6y squared minus 13y plus 16. So we return to the original trinomial. Therefore, we can say that the factors of 6y squared minus 13y plus 16 is equal to 2y minus 3 multiplied by 3y minus 2. Let's try some more examples. Let's have number 3. Factor 80 squared minus 60 minus 9. So we need to find a pair of factors of the first term, which is 80 squared. We have 2t and 4t, negative 2t and negative 4t, t and 8t, negative t and negative 8t. While the last term, negative 9, we have 3 and negative 3, 1 and negative 9, negative 1 and positive 9. So in this case, I will be mixing and matching 2t and 4t 3 and negative 3. And I will combine 2t with negative 3, 4t with positive 3. So I have now the binomials 2t minus 3 multiplied by 4t plus 3. So let's multiply the factors using FOIL method. So first terms, 2t multiplied by 4t is 8t squared. Outer terms, 2t multiplied by positive 3 is positive 6t. Negative 3 multiplied by 4t is negative 12t for the inner term. And last terms, negative 3 plus 3 is equal to negative 9. So we combine like terms. 6t plus negative 12t is equal to negative 6t. So we combine now the three terms and we have 8t squared minus 6t minus 9. Again, we return to the original or the given trinomial. So we conclude now that 2t minus 3 multiplied by 4t plus 3 are the factors of the given trinomial. Again, what are the factors of 8t squared minus 6t minus 9? That is 2t minus 3 multiplied by the quantity 4t plus 3. Okay, so let us continue. Let us now use AC method in factoring general quadratic trinomial. But wait, AC method is incorporated with factoring by grouping. So we need to review first how are we going to factor by grouping. So here are the steps in factoring by grouping. Number 1, group terms with common factors. So we need to identify which term of that given trinomial or polynomial should be grouped together for us to have a common factor. And number 2, factor out the greatest common monomial factor in each group. So from that group that we had formed on the first step, we need to extract the greatest common factor. And lastly, factor out the remaining binomial factor if there exists. So after extracting the greatest common monomial factor, we need to identify if there's still a remaining binomial factor, if there actually exists. Okay, so let's start. For example, factor a plus b multiplied by a minus 3 plus a plus b multiplied by a minus 4. So here, the common binomial factor of the two terms is a plus b. So we have here the first term, this is the first term, and we have here the second term. So first term and the second term, if you notice, you have its common binomial factor. And what is that common binomial factor? It's a plus b. So extract the common binomial factor, which is a plus b multiplied by what is left on the first term. It's a minus 3. And what is left on the second term? It's a minus 4. Then we combine like terms. A plus a is 2a. Negative 3 plus negative 4 is negative 7. Thus, the factors now would be equal to a plus b multiplied by 2a minus 7. Okay, let's try some more examples. We have here factor 2x minus 10 plus xy minus 5y. So here, we are going to form groups. So it's possible you can form a group which you think will have a common factor. So for now, I will be grouping 2x minus 10 and another group is xy minus 5y. So what is the greatest common factor on our first group? So you have there 2. How about on the second group? you have there the greatest common factor as y. So let us extract the common factor. So 2x minus 10 becomes 2 multiplied by x minus 5. Extracting y from xy minus 5y, we have y multiplied by x minus 5. So notice, we have our first term, we have our second term, and x minus 5 is the common factor for both terms. So we extract the common factor, x minus 5, then we now have the factors of 2x minus 10 plus xy minus 5y equal to x minus 5 multiplied by 2 plus y. Okay, so since we're done reviewing with factoring by grouping, we can now go to AC method. Of course, we need to enumerate also what are the steps that we need to follow. So here are the steps in factoring quadratic trinomials of the form ax squared plus a bx plus c, wherein your a is greater than 1 using AC method. Number 1, find the product of a and c. Number 2, find the factors of the product whose sum is equal to b. Rewrite the trinomial as 4-term expression by replacing the middle term by the sum factor. Number 4, group terms with common factors. Number 5, factor out the group using greatest common monomial factor. And number 6, write the binomial factors. Okay, let's try first example. Factor 5x squared plus 7x minus 6. So find the grouping number AC. So we need to identify first what is A, we need to identify what is C, then we find AC. So from the given trinomial, our A there is equal to 5. So this is A. Our C there is equal to negative 6. Then what would be our AC? So that is 5 multiplied by negative 6, which is equal to negative 30. Again, A is 5, C is negative 6, AC is equal to 5 multiplied by negative 6, which is equal to negative 3. And take note, B is equal to 7. Okay, so we need to find the factors of negative 3. That when you find the sum, it should be equal to 7. So what are these factors? So factors of negative 30 and negative 1, if you're going to add, the sum is 29. 15 and negative 2 is also factors of negative 30. If you're going to add, the sum is 13. 6 and negative 5. If you're going to add, the sum is 1. 10 and negative 3. If you're going to add, the sum is equal to 7. There it goes. We found the value of B. So this is correct. So we will be using 10 and negative 3. So let us rewrite 7x as the sum of 10 and negative 3. Now use those factors to write bx as the sum of two terms. So 7x is equal to 10x minus 3x. Factor by grouping. So we now have 5x squared plus 7x minus 6, the given trinomial a while ago. 5x plus, so we substitute 7x by 10x minus 3x minus 6. So we remove the parentheses. We now have 5x squared plus 10x minus 3x minus 6. So from here, we are going to group terms with common factor. So in this case, I will be grouping 5x squared plus 10x, and I'll be grouping 3x minus 6. So if I'm going to group 5x squared plus 10x, I have the common factor as 5x. Then after extracting it, what is left is x plus 2. So do the same with the second group. The common factor for 3x minus 6 is 3, and after extracting 3 from the binomial, what is left is x plus 2. So I have now the first term and I have the second term. Notice that the first term and the second term has a common binomial factor. And what is the common binomial factor? It's x plus 2. So extract x plus 2 from the first term and the second term. What is left on the first term after extracting x plus 2? It's 5x. What is left on the second term after extracting x plus 2? It's negative 3. Therefore, you now have x plus 2 multiplied by what is left on the first term and what is left on the second term. Therefore, the factors of 5x squared plus 7x minus 6 are x plus 2 multiplied by 5x minus 3. Let's try another one. We have here 10x squared minus 43x minus 9. A is 10, C is negative 9, B is negative 43, and AC is 10 multiplied by negative 9 equal to negative 90. So we need to find the factors of negative 90 whose sum is equal to negative 43 or equal to B. Negative 90 and 1, it's negative 89 as the sum. Negative 45 and 2, if you're going to add, it's negative 43. Negative 18 and 5, it's negative 13 if you're going to add them. Negative 10 and 9, if you're going to add, it's negative 1. And this is correct. Why correct? Because we have negative 43, which is the value of B. So we're going to use the factors negative 45 and 2 to be substituted to negative 43. So we now have 10x squared minus 43x minus 9 is equal to 10x squared plus, substitute the value of negative 43x using these factors. So I have negative 45x plus 25x minus 9. So removing the parentheses, your positive here becomes negative because positive multiplied by negative is negative. So we now have 10x squared minus 45x plus 2x minus 9. So here, I group 10x squared and negative 45x. And I form another group, 2x minus 9. So what is the common factor for 10x squared minus 45x? It's 5x. Okay, so 5x, that would be equal to 2x minus 9. After extracting 5x from the given binomial or from the binomial, what is left is 2x minus 9 plus 2x minus 9 has no common factor, only 1. So we have here 2x minus 9. I have now first term, I have second term. So the common binomial factor between the first term and the second term is 2x minus 9. So let us extract 2x minus 9. Now what will be the factors? You now have 2x minus 9. What is left on the first term is 5x. What is left on the second term is 1. Therefore, the factors of 10x squared minus 43x minus 9 is equal to 2x minus 9 multiplied by 5x plus 1. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoy our discussion. Have fun learning. See you on the next video.